welcome to the first episode of Doghouse Boxing. Appreciate y'all tapping in. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow right out the gate. So if you don't mind, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it if you're a boxing fan. Just gonna be chopping it up about daily events, current events in the world of boxing. Yeah, man. Doghouse Boxing, the new voice in boxing. We ain't trying to step on anyone's toes. We just trying to swerve in our own lane. You know what I'm saying? But it's your boy Cash, and I'm excited about this, man. I think it's gonna be a cool journey. With that being said, let's get into it, man. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford fight coming up in September. It's gonna be in Vegas. It's an interesting fight, man. You got TKO Dana White along with Turkey Al Sheikh promoting it. Um, Dana White's another subject. I'm not happy with him trying to remove the Ali Act, but we'll get to that in another segment. Um, I think that's kind of foul. I think he's trying to implement the same business model that they did at UFC, and that didn't work out too great for the fighters in terms of pay wise, money wise, and like I said, we'll get into that another day. But the Canelo fight, yeah, Bud Crawford, superb fighter, switch hitter, pause. Probably better when he goes left than he is right when he goes southpaw, right? But he's jumping up two weight classes, really three, because he only had the one at 154 at 54 against Madrimov, and even though he beat him, there's people who seem to think he didn't beat him convincingly, or Madrimov gave him problems. That was him getting acclimated to the weight. Madrimov's a tricky guy, an aggressive guy. So I don't put too much stock into that. Maybe would I like to see him take another fight before that, before him jumping up to 68. Maybe him go up to 60, take a real soft touch. Maybe like a top 15 guy or something. Just because listen, one fight at 54, jumping up from 47. That's basically three weight divisions. Last time before the 47 against Bud when he destroyed Errol Spence. Shout out to Errol Spence. I hope to see him back. He's been teasing us with Instagram posts as of late. But nah, but back to Canelo and Bud. I think it's hard. This one's hard for me to call because we all see the way Bud's looking. He's looking jacked. Um, Put on a lot of muscle for this fight. He needed to, put on some weight because Canelo's at 68 is, I don't want to say a natural 68. He's just kind of a small 68, but he's acclimated to that weight class. He's very acclimated to 68. He's been fighting there for a very long time. All the belts will be on the line. So if Terrence does win, it's going to be for undisputed, and that'll be some historic shit. That will make Terrence Crawford three times undisputed. Once at 35, no, excuse me, once at 40, once at 47, and at 68. And a lot of people criticize his resume. And if you're on the chat, tap in, or if you want to call up the numbers. Well, we don't got the number right now, but we'll have that very soon. But three-time undisputed in three different weight classes is historic, man. It's historic. There's no other way you can put it. And I know his resume has been criticized before in the past, early in his top ranked days, and there were times when I criticized it as well. Uh, say what you want. Listen, say what you want about the Spence fight. He beat Spence. You know what I mean? Beat him for them straps to become undisputed. Spence didn't look the same to me, but listen, that's that's water under the bridge. It is what it is. David Evanesian, I think that was on Triller. That was a stay busy fight. You know, Sean Porter, I actually thought Sean Porter was outboxing him. That was for the WBO. I thought Porter was outboxing him, and then Crawford hit that switch and just turned it up. And then you hear later on down the line that Kenny Porter stopped the fight. You hear later on down the line that Sean kind of had 1 foot in boxing, 1 foot out of boxing. But I think Sean unraveled. I think Sean For a minute there, I thought Sean was going to beat him. That sounds crazy. Kell Brook, washed. Got his both orbital bones busted by Triple G and Errol Spence. Yeah, Velasquez, maybe the first time he got knocked down, right? A lot of people think that was a knockdown. You know, Amir Khan, come on, Amir Khan is the most chiniest guy probably in the history of boxing. Then you got Jose Benavidez Jr. Leg was, we got shot or something like that, right? I mean, but let's just be honest. No matter what, a prime Amir Khan Terence is going to beat a healthy Jose Benavidez Jr. And shout out to the Benavidez's. Shout out to Senior. He's a friend of the show. Yeah, he's gonna beat them. Velasquez, yeah, he might have knocked him down. His glove might have touched, but let's be honest, man. Jeff Horn, and I can go through his whole discography, so to speak, his whole box rec, and down go, which he undisputed at 40. Felix Diaz, Molina, Victor Poster was a good fight. So I mean, does he have the best resume uh in boxing? No, but that's also a product of the matchmaking at Top Rank. He was on Top Rank for all those years. A lot of people were disappointed because he signed that when he had a chance to be a free agent and do like what Devin was doing and how Canelo was moving, jumping from PBC to Matchroom with Eddie and that Turkey. He kind of signed that second contract, and I was a little bit disappointed at that time. But it is what it is. He's a tremendous fighter. Canelo. We all know what Canelo is, man. Canelo. What Canelo? Listen, Canelo's resume can't be disputed. His resume as of late, it's I don't want to say suspect, but we know the elephant in the room. We know that the fight everyone wants to see, he's not taking, and that's obviously with the Mexican Monster, El Bandero Rojo, uh, David Benavidez. But I don't know if that's the cash out fight, but the William Skull fight, come on, man. Skull ran the whole fight. I can't really blame Canelo as much. Yeah, he could have cut off the ring a little bit better, but that fight was just terrible, man. Balanga, we saw what happened to Balanga with Shiraz. I come on, but Balanga didn't belong in the ring with Canelo. Let's be honest. Jaime Munguia carried Munguia a little bit. Yeah, these are good opponents, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. These guys ain't what we want to see, right? You know what I'm saying? And later on in his career, Canelo's kind of coasting. The Jamel, I don't know what Jamel Charlo was doing in the ring at that point. Then he went on his little European run with John Ryder in the third Gennady Golovkin fight. And when Gennady was shot, Bivol tuned him up. Caleb Plant was a good win at that point. I like that. I like that win. The Billy Joe Saunders. He destroyed Billy Joe. So we could shoot through his whole resume. I mean, he does have names on his resume, like the first Gennady and the second Gennady fight. No matter if you think what you think the outcomes of those two fights is, nobody wanted to really fight Gennady at that point. You got to give him credit with that. Miguel Cotto, Adesanya De Laura, a lot of people thought he beat him. Angulo, Austin tried. He has Josecito Lopez, Shane Mosley. He has names on his resume. But I think Canelo lately has just been collecting checks, man. He's been getting knockdowns, and he doesn't look bad. He just looks like he's coasting. I think he's not gonna. Obviously, he's not gonna be able to do that with Bud. He's gonna have to engage a little bit more. He's gonna have to bite down on the mouthpiece, and because Bud is a dog. I just wonder if the weight. We all wonder this, if the weight is gonna be too much for Bud. Like I said, he's jumping up a couple of weight classes. There's weight classes for a reason. Canelo is a super experienced fighter. He's logged a lot of rounds. So I'm excited about this fight, man. If I had right now, if I had this one is really, 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 really difficult to call. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Gun to my head, I'd say Bud, but I gotta, you gotta give. Obviously, you gotta give Canelo a shot. He's undisputed, you know, two-time undisputed champion. Uh, a phenomenal, phenomenal boxer. He's a little flat-footed. I want to see the Canelo that after the Mayweather fight, the lateral movement, the head movement. He's kind of gotten away from that a little bit. You know what I mean? He's got his feet stuck in the mud a little bit, but he was a little bit more spry in his feet before. Um, and a lot of allegations, a lot of guys popping dirty out of that Eddie Reynoso camp. I know Reynoso said he's gonna keep a better eye on it, but Oscar jokes around and calls him Canelo Alvarez. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. I don't love that Dana White's promoting it. I don't want Dana White in boxing, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But I don't love that. I thought maybe it should have been a co-promotion with Matchroom, and I know he's not going to go for De La Hoya, but I just don't, or ride just a strictly rider season promotional event. I don't like Dana White in boxing, man. Dana White gives me those snake vibes, and I don't want him coming into boxing and under the guise of him trying to give the fights everyone wants, and then he strips and he does what he did to his UFC fighters, and he strips everybody down, and he gives these guys peanuts, and some of these guys can't even afford medical bills at the end of the day. That ain't cool, man. For him trying to do away with the Ali Act is some real funny style ish. You know what I mean? I hope that doesn't get done. But like I said, we're gonna talk more about it down the line. I think this might be it for Bud. I think this is the cash out fight for him. Uh, you know, I don't think this is the cash out. I know Turkey said he has some stuff lined up for Canelo after this. Hopefully, it's the Benavidez fight. I don't see where else he goes. I don't want to see another Bivol. I know he said he wants to avenge the Bivol loss. I don't necessarily want to see that. I don't think anything changed. Bivol's too skilled. You seen what Bivol did with Better BF. I think leave them boys at 175 alone. David said he can shrink back down to 68. He said he's available to do that. You've heard names like Mabili, Mabili and who else have I heard? Mabili, Morel. I don't think did we hear Morel's name? I'm not sure. I don't think we heard Morel's name. I know Berlanga is trying to campaign. He was trying to campaign for another Canelo fight. That ain't gonna happen. Berlanga's in a total rebuild. I'm not sure what he's gonna do, but you know, fights for Canelo after this, because I don't think Canelo's gonna retire, in my opinion. Um, Fights for Canelo after this. I'm trying to think. I'm just pulling up the rankings at 68. Only Mobility's coming to my mind right now. Let's see. Super middle. We got Pacheco. I don't know. I like. Don't get me wrong. I like Pacheco. I think he has to build his name up a little bit more. Shout out to my man. He made King from the Boxing Voice in the championship rounds. He made a good point recently. Pacheco was a little vanilla, man. I don't think that's a sexy fight. I don't see that. Plant coming off another loss. Plant's in the rebuild. We know Turkey wants the Shiraz fight. He wants to get Shiraz a bag. Um, yeah, there's not that much down there, man. I think I think almost it has to be. It has to be the Mexican monster, man. That's what we want to see. I don't know how much money it's gonna take. Um, but I think Jamal's at 68 now too, right? Maybe we get a Jamal. Matter of fact, I bet you they're either gonna do a Shiraz or Jamal the next fight. I don't see much else, man. That's sexy. I don't see a lot other, that's really sexy at 68. And if he goes up to 75, uh, you know, what do we got? We got Morel. Morel hasn't looked good in his last couple of fights. Um, Butasi. I mean, Boatsy, I don't know. So maybe a better BF. You know, better BF's looking old, man. Anthony Yard, he's busy with David Benavidez. So I don't know. It's gonna be difficult, but I think this might be it for Terence. We're gonna see. Gun to my head, I say Bud wins, but I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo, if this, if he really wakes up, because I know he's got to look at it like this ain't William Skull, this ain't a scared Jamel Charlo, and I don't mean to say scared, but Jamel was fighting a scared. This ain't a scared Jamel Charlo. This is definitely not a guy he's bringing up in weight like Amir Khan or or a guy like Munguia, who's a natural 60 guy. Uh, so I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna open up these phone lines next time too, as well. I'm excited about that. Um, but yeah, I appreciate y'all. Y'all tapping in, man. Um, Definitely hit the like and subscribe. Help us grow. We're gonna try to do this daily, man. We're gonna try to do a little subject daily, and hopefully y'all can join me on this journey. It's your boy Cash Sports Talk for Doghouse Boxing. Shout out to all my boxing fans. See you on the next one. Peace.